good morning. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to be looking at the collective energy for Monday, March 11th. So welcome. I hope the weekend was good and things have been moving for you. Hopefully not too tumultuously is a better way to say it, right? Let's start off with a little energy cleansing before we start the reading. It's a great time to set the intention. Any questions you would like answered or messages you would like Spirit to bring you, now is the time to do it. You can totally participate on your end if you want to grab a smudge bundle, or just receive what I'm doing on mine. My voice is a little hoarse today. I apologize. I'm still fighting this cold. It's kind of annoying. It's been lingering and I've been trying to rest. It's not my forte, but I've been trying, right? And that's kind of the nature of the beast right now, is we really do have to kind of hone in, focus on taking care of ourselves, our mind, our body, our soul, just as we do some preparation for what's coming in for us. These messages are timeless, so whenever you find them, as long as they resonate, use your discernment, take what's yours, leave the rest behind. And I also do personal readings as well, so if you're interested in getting something a little more specified to your situation, definitely hit me up. I love to support in whatever way I can. Definitely make sure to like and subscribe, all the YouTube things. It really helps the channel. It helps get the videos out to more people. Hooray, more of the collective. All right, let's go. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is blocking the highest and best messages, removing any fear, doubt, insecurity, anger, frustration. Help make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama. Amen. All right, let's get into it today. So, momentum, things are picking up. I'm liking it. I'm liking that we're seeing a little bit more reprieve in the zodiac, so the tension is lessening. Yes, there are still components that we're dealing with, like that Mars square to Uranus. We talked about that a lot yesterday. This is really about the difference between forcing our ego agenda, forcing the things that we want to make happen, versus like fighting for like the quote unquote right thing or the highest and best thing. Uranian energy is about rebellion. It's about being creative, innovative. How are we approaching things? Maybe you need to switch the script up a little bit. Maybe you have gotten a little bit into the mundane daily grunt and grind and are still wanting to call in these things, these desires that you have, but at the same time, not really doing anything different. So I'm hearing it is a little bit about switching up the tone, switching up the perspective as well, because today is Monday, so it's the day of the moon. The moon, and just in general, we've had like a lot of water energy. We've been dealing with a lot of emotional things, looking at the things that trigger us, that don't make us feel so great. And that's a pretty humbling experience, right? When we see ourselves fall short of our own expectations, or even just, they are, it can be really, really humbling, right? So be kind and gracious with yourself in the process. It's not about judging everything that comes forward. Yeah, being sovereign. It's about picking your battles is what I'm hearing. Picking and choosing the things that maybe you need to focus on a little bit more. Maybe you need to give something a little more love and attention. But remembering that it is a journey. Not everything is going to be perfect, right off the bat. the journey, right? It is not about the instant gratification. It is about the learning, the experience, the adventure of it, the magic. Let's not forget the magic, because that's always a key component. So Saturn is also square or a tense aspect to the fortune point today. And again, just kind of confirming that value of needing to do the work in the right way. The fortune point is ready to give us our abundance. We've been seeing this message of new beginnings popping up. Things are also coming to head, especially in our emotional world. So emotions, yes, today's the day of the moon, pay attention. But just in general right now, they're really going to give us signs and indicators as to what we need to walk away from and let go. Because there is some resistance in your outside environment. There's aspects of people, situations, groups of individuals that you're dealing with that just aren't really getting it, is what I'm hearing. With this need to illuminate, it's a need to see the bigger picture. Okay, so there's our shadow work coming up. We really do have to kind of look at some of these things in the mirror. They can be as simple as just a destructive habit pattern, or it doesn't even have to be destructive, right? It can just be something that's not allowing us to get things done, to put time and intention into the places that we really want to see ourselves grow and thrive. We might have aspects of our personality that come out today that feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it goes back to what I was saying in that initial channeled message, right? It is about listening to those triggers that come up, the different things that we're not expecting, that we thought we've healed or gotten over, etc. I like this body card because to me this is a lot about dropping into your body, being physically present. Our body is also a great indication. If we think about the journey of consciousness, the way things make manifest, they start at the more subtle layers, right? And it trickles down into the more physical layers. And so our mental, emotional, spiritual body are going to be, they're going to get it first, so to speak, right? So that's why a lot of times before we get sick, before anything physically manifests, so to speak, we really got to check in with our emotions, with our energy, with our spirit, because that's going to let us know where there's blockages. And if you like to do meditations, maybe a chakra cleansing, things that kind of bath, right? An herbal bath, putting in herbs that add to your intention, that maximize the healing that you're looking to do. It's going to help us move through some of this shadow stuff ourselves. Maybe because people, places, and things aren't in our environment aren't helping the issue, it's making us really frustrated. Maybe we're feeling really triggered and annoyed and frustrated, etc. There's also not a lot of support right now for what you're doing. I remember we got this message, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago about this need to really be self-reliant right now. There's also spirit saying that, don't go overboard is what I'm hearing with this self-reliance. It's amazing if you're strong, if you can do it all, etc. But there is a call for more assistance and guidance. So I would encourage you today, really kind of also tune in and figure out the places that you can be more supportive of yourself, that you can get more support for your outside, all the different things that you're having going on, so that you're not falling apart. You're birthing something new and beautiful, and it is coming out of a lot of the hard work, right? The challenges, the obstacles that we've been facing. And, it's a little annoying on some level, or that's my opinion, because it's we keep getting, messages of new beginnings, new cycles, etc. We're stepping into it. We can feel it. We can sense it. But there's still a little, crickets. There's still some crickets. It hasn't all manifested quite yet, right? And I feel like that's kind of where The shadow is having its opportunity to rear its beautiful head because, you know, again, it's preparation. If we think about it in that way, we're gaining in strength, in our fortitude, in order to sustain the new cycle, the new beginnings that we're walking into. And that's all this is. When we diffuse the need to like shame or judge ourselves, shame or judge other people, there's a lot of freedom that comes within that, you know? And you might just be dealing with someone, something that just doesn't really get it. They're on their own timeline. They're on their own journey. It can be very difficult and frustrating. It can bring out the uglier parts of ourselves, right? But at the same time, that's also getting triggered because they're not getting it, right? Because there's not this level of awareness. I feel like there's frustration around lack of closure, not really knowing what to do, what the next steps are. Excuse me. And it goes back to, I think this message was yesterday, I apologize. But, you know, like our unmet expectations, our expectations of what the situation, we think the situation is going to be versus what it actually is. And Spirit's asking you to be a little bit more gracious with yourself, with those around you, but also nurturing and supporting what you're building and growing, not getting too sucked into the past. I know that's kind of a theme right now, right? With that Pluto moving into Aquarius, it's easy to default to comfortable habits and patterns. Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn was really forcing us to kind of hammer out all those things. And then now we come into this really vibrant space of excitement and potential and our dreams, our hopes, our visions. Well, in order to get those things or maintain them, I should say, it's not even that Spirit won't give it to us if we like haven't done the work. That would be a little shitty, right? It's like we can get what we want, but if we're not ready, if we're not prepared, we might not treat it in the way that it needs to be treated. We might take advantage of it. We might not see its value while it's with us. And so that's what all this like preparatory work is all about. It's about hammering out the details, right? The nitty gritty, right? Ooh, so good. I like love my coffee. In case you don't know, I love my coffee. We have like one of the best coffee shops. I love the dude who owns it. He's super cool. Roasts everything in-house. It's pretty fabulous and fresh. So it's definitely one of my luxuries in my life, coffee. All right, let's get into it with the tarot. Let's see how this plays out for us today. What I will say, astrologically, I forgot to mention, the moon and Mercury are both harmoniously aspected to Pluto. Pluto is bringing us those changes, right? It is the sign of death and rebirth. It is transformation, that quintessential Phoenix energy. So, you know, we are feeling a little bit better about what's happening. We're probably going to be able to communicate and speak to those things a lot easier. There is that Knight of Swords. He will not leave us alone. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this guy's having a hard time. I feel like he's too much in his own world is what I'm hearing. He's focused too much on his plans where he's not really realizing what's happening around him. And that kind of goes back to that ignorance I was talking about before. A lot of it is the stress, there's burden, that's distraction for this individual, this situation. Not good, bad, right, or wrong, you know, how that affects you. I think you're picking up a lot of the energy with this Queen of Cups here. This is Gemini, no, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I also feel like this person is dealing with someone who is making things difficult. They might be overly emotional. I think that there is a lot of distraction and chaotic energy that's going on outside of you right now. I'm hearing for some of you, this is like deliberating what to do, how to handle situations. For those that haven't engaged in this situation yet, if this is the new that's coming in, then it's someone who's just like had a lot on their plate and they've had to deal with a lot, and it's been very overwhelming. I feel like in some ways it's a distraction. Yes, there's stress. Yes, there's frustration, but it's leaving you in this place where you really have to make choices about which direction you're going to move. 15:15 is on the clock. So changes are afoot. The number 5 is when, it's mid-cycle, right? It's when things begin to change and we see a difference. 1 is all about who we are, our ego, our sense of self, etc. And so how we're dealing with those changes, and then how we're going to be finding balance through those and working with those that are in our environment. You have an opportunity to change your perspective. You have an opportunity to see things differently. Let's see, is this worth it? Okay, there's the spiritual growth, which I love. How does this relate back to? Okay, Page of Wands. Okay. Like I said, let's bring one clarifier. There is a lot of avoidance is what I'm seeing. 2 different modes of operation, 2 different perspectives, multiple perspectives, really. I feel like you have the opportunity to choose what you know, choose what has been comfortable, or choose to change your perspective, choose to see things differently. And I feel like seeing it differently is more about your growth and evolution, and less about like, oh, you're bad or they're bad or whatever. It's not about playing the blame game right now is what I'm hearing. And this is blaming, yes, the past situations. This is blaming our present. If we're frustrated, if we're unhappy, if we're not liking how things are playing out, etc. Spirit's just saying right now, it's the time to refine. It's the time to work and keep putting energy towards what we want. We will see the gifts. We will see the rewards, the abundance that's coming in. We can't really lose faith right now. And that's what I feel like. There's a lot going on. Your energy has been showing up really strong, really powerful, which I think is amazing. There's still some things that you're like letting go of, releasing from the past. Still situations you're having to clean up and deal with. And I see that in your external environment. People that are causing drama, people that are making it really difficult. And so it is hard to overcome. It is hard to move through that because that's what we're constantly seeing. That goes back to this energy of needing extra support, taking some time for yourself, taking a day off, etc. Stop feeding into the toxicity. 8 of Cups is walking away from the toxic habits, patterns, and behaviors. The things that we know just are not working. We need to be honest with ourselves because unfortunately, this is going to be such a big detour. And it's a shame because we shouldn't throw the hard work away that we've done just for something that's like very short-lived, instant gratification, that type of vibe. I'm gonna pull one more on this support card. Okay, yeah, 10 of Pentacles. This is really just about enjoying your life and finding the abundance. And there's aspects, whether you're dealing with someone who's making things really difficult or this is like an ingrained habit, pattern, etc. It needs to be really hammered out right now. Right now is the time to do it because it's actually gonna make you feel happier and more fulfilled. And that's the bottom line, right? Toxic people, places, and things. We know what it is. We know drama, stirring the pot for no reason, etc. So pay attention to all those things. Or maybe there's spaces where procrastinating, where, you're not really focusing or you're getting lazy or there's a lot of distraction mechanisms to kind of keep you from doing what you want to be doing, right? And it's not coming in the space of shaming yourself. It's saying, look at it from a new lens, right? Switch your perspective. It doesn't have to be big, bad, and ugly or super negative, right? When we switch our perspective, we're able to just see things with new eyes. It also brings awareness and freedom. Freedom from the confines that we put on ourselves. So Knight of Cups energy, he popped up for us yesterday as well. That's also Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Someone who's coming in with an offer. Someone who's ready to birth something new. I like this. This is a love offer. If you're happily partnered, this is that new partnership, new opportunity we've been seeing, whether that's business, community, family, just connecting with someone or something that feels so heart honoring. That actually, like I said, it is bringing in this fulfillment, this abundance for you and what you've been working towards. So again, right now is not the time to give up. It is the time to nurture what you're expanding into. Temperance energy connected with Sagittarius and Jupiter. It's all about expanding. It's all about believing in ourselves, right? That we can rise above from our limiting circumstances or where we're finding limitation, and we can be better, do better, we deserve better, we can call in better. Yes, I love that confirmation with that Chariot energy. Stepping into our empowerment and not being afraid to do so. I feel like you're not really having to deal with a lot of the outside stuff, but you do have to make decisions around it. Making decisions around what you're attaching to, where you're putting your time and energy into, and is it really worth it? You know, at the end of the day, what's that saying? I love it. Is the juice worth the squeeze? I love that. I think it's so hilarious, but so true. So true. I'm always down for like a cheesy one-liner. They're my favorite. Simple pleasures. Okay, open the portal, right? Open the portal to this new beginning. I feel like that is the part that Spirit really wants us to focus on. We've been seeing, new beginnings all around us. It's getting exciting. I'm really pumped to see. Definitely drop comments below because I love to hear how it resonates. And it's here. We got to believe it. But we also got to open up to it, open the portal, allow ourselves to actually receive. Doors are opening for you. This is a time when you can achieve a lot and make big changes. Thank you, Spirit. Right? So again, confirming that if we attach on to the toxicity, the people, places, and things, if we're not giving ourselves enough support, then it can be really hard to navigate the big changes. We are receiving messages. We saw this double confirmation with the Knight of Cups. You will soon receive good news. It can come in the form of an email, a text, a phone call, or a letter. Ooh, I like the old school letter. Back to the post office. All right, what else do we got to close this out? Okay. Distant future. All right, let's see. Accept the things that can happen in a different order. Yep. Than the one you had in mind. Patience is the key. I do love that too, because sometimes, again, I'm hearing like, especially if we're still dealing with old stuff, we can get so wrapped in the past, what has been going on. And sometimes we need to just change up our tune, how we're pursuing things. Maybe a situation is too stressful and we just got to put it on the back burner for a minute while we resort. I feel like there's other, and that's kind of part of the blocks right now. There's other things that want to come in. There's other things that are waiting. That it's like you can start without having things completely wrapped up and closed up. Yeah, we want to be mindful that we continue to close out the cycles that need to be, but at the same time, you can still bring in something new. You don't have to be so afraid, right? Yeah, attachments. So confirmation on that, letting go of the attachments that are really just, again, toxic, that are stressing us out too much. Who or what are you relentlessly pursuing that has become an addiction? Loosen your grip and enter the unknown. I think that's a beautiful way to close out this reading. It's what we all need to hear. You know, and it's not about like being a bad person, getting addicted to attach, blah, blah, blah. We all have codependency mechanisms, right? And Maharishi Mahesh talks about how it's so easy to get attached to what's in our environment because it's the closest thing to us. And our mind, our body, our soul, we want to pursue the things with least resistance because that is the nature of evolution. Well, it makes sense, right? Well, it does, right? But if we're so attached to something from the past, something that's wearing us down, making it really difficult for us to evolve, to get certain goals, etc. It's counterintuitive. Then that really is speaking to the toxicity that we have to release and let go of, and being confident in those decisions for ourselves. Easier said than done. I'm not saying it's a cakewalk, but I also feel like, we've been seeing a lot lately. You've done the work. You're strong. You're wise. Yes, you're still dealing with aspects that don't feel great, but you're handling it like a ninja. Keep pushing forward. Keep releasing those attachments, doing some cord cutting if need be. Look up Archangel Michael. He is a dope, provides dope support, assistance, and really just kind of releasing the things that just aren't for us anymore. So with that said, I hope it helps. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for the love, the support. Definitely, like I said, drop comments below. I love to hear how it resonates. If it resonates, thank you for your love to the channel. I appreciate it with all my heart. I'm sending all the love and blessings back your way.